Hey guys, I'm gonna be playing JJ and just farming his armor. Yeah, I'll be listening to some stuff, so yeah.
Subscribe to Dr. Bergman because we want you guys not only to enter a giveaway that you could win an awesome iPhone, but you will also learn the truth about health. Because he knows every single answer to the sickness. He knows a cure to cancer. He knows a cure to liver disease. He knows a cure to kidney disease. He knows a cure to everything. You guys are acting like he's just a chiropractor, but trust me, he is much more than a chiropractor. He is a genius. He knows everything to do with healing the human body. So we urge you right now, go subscribe to him. Go click his videos because he knows the truth.
Trust us, guys.
I'm not entirely sure why they did this. Maybe they had some agreement with the doctor. But then pushing the narrative that actually Dr. John Bergman could cure any illness may have appeared funny to us. But it actually could have been quite sinister. Let's talk about that more.
I'm a serious gamer. But I don't play games with my money. That's why I shop
What
online.
do you buy your
with
games
honey.
with? Fucking euros? With steel ingots? What the fuck? You use money to buy shit. That's kind of the point of it. Dumb ad.
I don't know what the alternative timeline was for these creators, prior to people like Leon Lush throwing a spanner in the works, but by the end of the response video, I came to the conclusion that whatever was going on was some kind of scam.
And for the people that have posted videos about them having a sick loved one or they're sick themselves and that it's so hard to go through, we know what that's like. We truly do. That's why we're doing this video today. Not just to prove to you guys that we are sick and we've gone through this for 4 years, but we're going to show you guys a way out. Healing any sickness, any problem that is wrong with your body. The proof is in the pudding, so we're going to prove it to you guys in this video. We know you guys know the truth. We know you guys believe in us. We know you guys know what is actually going on with our bodies and with our lives, and we're going to keep filling you guys in as much as possible. Honestly, Dr. Bergman is some crazy improvement on our bodies. We're going to him 3 times a day, every single day, working on ourselves, trying to get ourselves fixed and healed.
And the scam is a strong word, but at the end of the day, they were promoting this chiropractor as the individual who could cure all these illnesses, when that sort of statement is blatantly false. And it's easy to point at them and laugh at their complete ignorance in these statements. But those statements were made when they were under a lot of scrutiny and pressure. If no one had really challenged them and they had exercised their significant influence over a fairly gullible fan base, they could have spread some legitimately harmful messages. I don't doubt that there may be some legitimate illness that Jonathan may be encountering, and the evidence that there are some symptoms is very clear, but that does not suffice for the argument that you are making, which is much more preachy and radical. You are not just claiming that you are dying, you are promoting general doubt of a system, albeit not perfect, that has done a lot of good for many people, while promoting this single individual as some sort of miracle worker. I also thought it was funny that they would have agreed to go on an interview with Keemstar, but under the premise that they would know the questions before, which obviously didn't come to a head because they have no confidence in their narrative under further scrutiny, especially live. When people are suffering from an illness, they may become desperate. They are definitely vulnerable, particularly when looking for possible cures. Now, as said, during the first video, I had become so numb to their giveaways that they didn't even seem out of place in this much more sensitive context. In the 2-year-old video where they talk about Johnson's kidney condition, they do exactly the same thing. Who else will be completely used to Extreme Games' type of content? The core audience, the fan base, the people who actually choose to click on every video. What happens when they hear these 2 guys talking about how they're dying and how their last hope is this chiropractor in California? And I'm not saying that an overwhelming number of people would be influenced by this sort of propaganda, which is what it is. But we've all been in situations where we've been looking for some sort of miracle, and whether knowingly or not, they have asserted to provide an answer to that. In the original video, this message was more subtle, but on the surface they cracked, sound like a pair of rather unfinished individuals. It is a scam. That's what it is. As noted, they also integrated the giveaway with subscription to John Bergman's channel, which once again is extremely impractical for multiple reasons, and something that a channel that size would not be able to organize, especially if they were dying. I know many people may be more focused on the aspect they were trying to gain subs from a video in which they talk about their impending death. victory giveaways, but I'm more annoyed at the fact that they emotionally manipulated people into thinking that they were about to die and then presented the solution as this miracle doctor who you should all subscribe to. It's unhealthy and pretty dangerous. I feel that if uninterrupted, they probably would have followed this treatment through, claimed to have been cured, and then used that emotional victory to try and sell the practice as further credibility for this chiropractor, as well as winning over all these fans who were ardently rooting for them to come true. I can't tell you if this plan would have worked. To be honest, I'm kind of skeptical, but it was good that people did actually step in and say something and actually point out what was wrong. Also, to add on to my two narratives here, the other character that has made appearances in these videos was our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Before we literally prove anything to anyone, all we want to say first of all is we forgive every single one of you guys that has created a hate video on us. Every single comment, every single thing that any of you have said, we forgive you, because that's what Jesus Christ does. He will forgive you. He will forgive you no matter what you've done to him if you go to him. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Jesus Christ lives in us. And we forgive every single person that's created hate on us.
However, it wasn't until 2 months later when they made their post-recovery video that the truth becomes clear. Now this is the one video that I do not actually have the original copy of, so I'll just use the Leon Lush reaction video to both summarize exactly how I feel about their rhetoric and suitably deliver the tone of the video.
Anyone of this world, the person that we have put our faith into, his name is Jesus Christ. So that's what we have done this week. We have literally put our
cool.
sicknesses into
Nerfed my
Jesus Christ's
fucking
hands. And as
ear.
you guys know,
I love
if
it.
you read the Bible, if you know anything about Jesus, he's a healer.
I didn't want that.
He can heal you because he is the Son of God.
Well, it's
He can do
just-
miracles and whatever he wants. So we have put our faith in him, and I tell you
fucking
right
sound
now,
real.
yes, I might still have a little bit of edema left, but I feel no pain.
It was in fact Jesus. Jesus healed them. Jesus was the person all along. In fact, they didn't need any doctors at all. After all, those are the same doctors who had told Thomas
I'm currently here in Bardarash refugee camp in the Kurdistan region of Iraq. This camp is currently hosting approximately 11,000 Syrian refugees who fled recent violence in northeast Syria. Amongst them are young children, pregnant women, people with specific needs and elderly people. Many of the families I spoke to told me they had to walk for days, leaving everything behind to flee for their lives. They arrive here exhausted, in a state of shock, but happy to be safe. Our teams are here on the ground, ready to receive them. We are working with our partners to provide them with essential assistance, including shelter and household items like mattresses, high thermal blankets, heating stoves and cooking stoves. But a lot more needs to be done. New families are arriving every day and the needs are increasing. We need your help to continue providing essential assistance. Thank you.
I would do the same, but I don't have a job, and my family's doing pretty bad too, so... Well, we're doing decently. I'm not saying we're doing bad. We're in a pit of debt. Like, we are using credit up the ass, and it's actually fucking our credit. So...
Alrighty guys, introducing Emogender. Emogender is for anyone who feels like being emo is a deeper part of—
Stop making up shit. Please stop. I get it. The emo thing is like making fun of the idea that, oh yeah, they invented these fucking genders. Wait, what the fuck?
Victory! I am immortal, champion. Wait and see.
Fuck off. God damn, I knew this was gonna happen. God fuck. I'm dead.
Victory! Round 3.
Wait.
Victory! Round 4. Fight with strength! Bring fire! Victory!
Where's my Valkyrie face reveal? What happened? Oh, we were pending. Alright. I am more. Alright, I'm trying to look for that emote. I don't see it unless it's like in this. No. No, I don't see it. Is it like the second phase? It's the only way I could really think of it being in.
Them, or they really resonate with a certain part or the whole idea altogether. I assume this is the flag they're making up. Love of dark color / themes, emotions, all gender identities, lack of respect for capitalism. What? Now I think the first thing we gotta check is the hidden replies over here. It's harmful because it makes the community look stupid. We want to be accepted, but if y'all keep making up new genders and sexualities every day that don't even make sense, straight cis people will just laugh at us and not accept us. This stupid shit just causes a step backward. I mean, this is actually pretty true because a lot of people say stuff like, you know, I identify as an attack helicopter, and now we can understand why. So, some of this shit is just ridiculous, you know? I'm waiting for the punchline. You actually hid this reply, you actually are a pussy, goddamn.
The internet should never be used as a tool to bully others. So if you feel as though you're being bullied, log off, you little bitch! The internet should never be used as a...
I was not expecting that, holy shit. You aren't a part of the LGBTQ plus community. I think they wanted to be in the plus, but they're actually in the minus for negative IQ. So here's a little bit more about the flag's meaning. Black. The color black is cool as hell, and the base of most emo aesthetic. This is for the edits, the music, the clothes, the makeup, whatever we use to express ourselves. Red. We are emo, emotional. It's valid and natural to have emotions and express them. Thank you, thank you. I needed the slack for me, dude. White. All genders are welcome. This is for everybody. Gray. The system. What? Dark red. Our aesthetic and identities are important to us, and we have each other's backs through tough situations and difficult emotions. Okay, not gonna lie, it kind of feels like you picked a random color and then you assigned a random meaning to it, because there's no correlation. Pronoun ideas. Emo, emo's emo self. Imp, imp's imp self. Alt self. Evil, evil self. Just something I think that would go well. That's right, when you see evil in somebody's Twitter bio, I think they're very valid. You really want to be oppressed that badly that you have to make up a new sexuality? Cis, it ain't a build a gender. Alright, we're moving on to cat gender. These are people who obviously identify as cats. I hate trans people who are like, genders like cat gender are why cis people don't take us seriously. Like, aw, do you want some salt on that boot? Maybe some sugar? I can get it for you if you want. I genuinely don't think I've ever cringed that much in my life ever. Like, you're a cat and you have the balls to say we talk like this. Like, alright. Oh wait, you're not a cat. It says Noah/frog. Alright, I'm not one of those people who clowns on people's bios, but come on, like, we've got black, neurodivergent, trans, mask, hypergender, polyam, bisexual, mjo, pat, wet, wit, digo, twit, sleepy. What is this bio, dude? Then we've got he/they/ribbit, LGBT, entrepreneur. What if I read it? And of course, this is their pinned tweet. I'm going to swallow cyanide. Alright, let's just look at a couple replies to this garbage, because it's not scientifically possible, coming from a trans man. Binary trans people and cis people coming into the replies like, wah, but cats can't be a gender, that's not possible. Wah. Like, I do not remember a single non-binary person asking, especially the neurodivergent indies. Okay, but on a real, like, you're completely free to identify as whatever you want, but if you're gonna act like a cat in front of a bunch of humans, people are gonna make fun of you. It's like, but cats can't be a gender because they're a different species, bro. Starting to think that those attack helicopter guys are right after all. So here we have a person inquiring like, what the hell is cat gender? Sorry about this, but what is cat gender? I'm just asking because there's a lot of genders just made to mock the trans people, so I just kind of want to know what cat gender is all about. And this person says it's a xenogender. Yeah, I'm gonna know what that is. A lot of us feel a connection to cats, and it's a fun way of expressing our genders as we often struggle with gender. Just admit you're a furry, please. And anybody who replies saying shit like cats are not a real gender, they say stuff like, what flavor boot do you like? As if we're bootlickers? Whose boot are we licking? Like, the straight people? Like, bruh. You are sick in the head. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have laughed that bad, but goddamn. cat gender is so valid. I'm not gonna attempt to say that word because I'm not a goddamn anime girl. I wish I was though. Alright, we've got cat genders, subgenders, and their meanings. We've got meow gender, a gender closely related to grown or older cats. We've got nya gender, a gender closely related to younger cats, kittens. We've got kitty/kitten gender, an Audi gender subgender that is only to be used by autistic cat gender individuals. This can be used when autism is a big factor in your cat genderism. Okay, man. Feline gender, a subgender that can have any kind of cat/feline to identify yourself more specifically, like lynx gender and cheetah.
Okay, I am officially, I believe that Twitter, if you use Twitter unironically, you're a loser and a retard. Especially like this shit proves it.
Gender. Alright, boys and girls, we've seen emo gender, we've seen cat gender, we've seen deer gender as well. We saw that Twitch lady doing all that stuff. And now we've got an introduction to mutt gender. Alright, never mind, I got trolled. It was just a bunch of BLM stuff. I mean, you've only said another species, but you never said I couldn't be a Pokemon, so I identify as a fat Pikachu. Maybe even a Snorlax, you know? I like to sleep. Maybe a Charizard, because I like breathing fire. Maybe a Pidgeot, I can fly. Maybe a Wailord, because I like my water. Anyways, hi, time to disprove the arguments being made against xenogenders, like cat gender and mutt gender. I mean, I'm all ears, dude. You can't just make up your own gender. Why not? I mean, nobody's stopping you from making up your own gender. I mean, you've done it, right? So, I mean, we're free to make fun of you as well, you know, just free speech. You're making the LGBT community look like a joke. Honestly, I can understand why people would think this, but ultimately these labels are doing less harm than good. They're making people happy. They're helping people understand themselves. Okay, listen, Brian, nobody's understanding themselves because they acted like a dog for 5 minutes. Like, come on. Listen, I'm assuming this person is from America because America's the only place where this kind of shit flies. If you come to where I live, right, Mars, you got shat on. Like, I mean, congratulations, you disproved about nothing, but yeah, I mean, feel free to do whatever you want. Just, I mean, we're some people are gonna make fun of you, dude. That's just how it is. Wow, so according to Twitter, I can identify as a fire truck, and then if someone disagrees with me, I can just tell them to shut up because I'm not hurting them. Wow, okay, Twitter is wild, bro. I identify as tax fraud. Alright, apparently there's rat gender as well, but I'm not even gonna push that button. I might get the plague, but yeah. Society has surely devolved, man. I don't know what to say. This shit is so dumb. And they're not even trolls, man. That's the worst part. Like, at first I thought all of this was just, you know, people trolling, like the non-LGBT people just kind of trolling. And I could be like, okay, you know, oh, they're trolling, it's all good. They don't genuinely believe this. But these people, they go to bed believing they're cats. I mean, as I said at the start, you know, do you, but just gonna poke a bit of fun. Yeah, bye.
Victory!
We all try to help each other, but sometimes the things we do end up causing more damage instead.
Ah, you jumped. Yes!
I think Thomas, go.
I'm not giving up on my brother.
Thank you. Very good brother to me.
You're back, like, we'll see.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Right Opinion, the home of 8 facts with too much free time. And my oh my, do we have a topic on our hands today. I know this is late, but honestly it's a subject that has taken many twists and turns that it was worth waiting just in case any final revelations were brought forward. And obviously this video does not exempt the fact that there may be further twists and turns in the case, and also does not mean that any new unrelated information may compromise the character of those involved. So let's talk about gaming festivals. Who loves them? I mean, honestly, I think gaming festivals would be really swell if there were less people. Or no people even. Because I do like video games, but I don't like having to wait to play them. Often I just find myself aimlessly wandering and occasionally bumping into people who I may have seen at previous events and retaking the same photo, just this time with a slightly greater inkling of fatigue reflected in my weary smile. The pinball machines are good though, especially when you don't have to pay for them. Hooray for free things. Anyhow, the gaming festival that is of interest is Insomnia Gaming Festival 64, abbreviated to I-64. This ran from the Easter weekend from the 19th to the 22nd of April. I saw a lot of close friends again and met a lot of great creators. It's always nice to do so because it humanizes all these people and puts the internet into perspective. One of these people I met at the event was a bloke called Michael, known online as Slazo. He was pleasant, I had some facetious, flirtatious exchanges with him, and after the event my life carried on. I knew some of the creators that I had met there were going to London afterwards, Slazo included, and I would have joined them. But alas, I had university to complete, and I still felt that YouTube was an unstable source of income, so I wanted something to fall back onto in case everything fell apart. A few weeks later, around mid-May, I was alternating between university work and checking my social blade when one of my acquaintances messaged me quite shocking news. Apparently, Slazo, the person who I met at I-64, was going to be exposed as a predator. He was just as surprised as I was. Apparently, these claims were going to be published on a TwitLonger in the following week. So I waited with anticipation. As I hadn't actually seen any of the evidence, I didn't really talk to anyone about it, although I did tell one of my friends who was making a documentary about I-64 to perhaps consider excluding any footage with him in case it might take the finished product. More as an act of caution, really. So I waited, and waited, and waited. A month later, a TwitLonger was published by a person named FizzyPop, who goes by the name of Che. It documented the allegations against Slazo. These allegations painted him as a sex-hungry predator who exploited the innocence and inexperience of a younger individual in the relationship, aggressively obtaining gratification when she didn't want to offer it. This was met with immediate support from the community, including many large YouTubers. It was clearly a very emotional topic for many people, and many wanted to show their support for a victim. Alongside the TwitLonger, there was a substantial amount of screenshots that appeared to provide irrefutable evidence that Slazo was behaving in just this fashion, including multiple allusions to sexual assault, which seemed to corroborate her testimony. I'm a naturally hesitant person, however, so I decided to wait a bit more. Obviously, I didn't really blame anyone who wanted to show their support because many of them are clearly invested, and many people behind the scenes may have information that I may not be privy to, and the screenshots themselves were undoubtedly compelling. It was a few days later that Drama Alert reported on the situation with a